kaela mme e re ke tse tšhono e ke leboge program director motlotlegi mme Susanna Danki Muprimiri in his absence majoro wa rona wa Sidika Sangaka Modiri Molema di leadera le di representatives tsa di NPO tsotlhe tsa rona mo Bokone Bophirima baagi ba rona e re ke tse tšhono e ke simolle pele ka gore ke leboga tšhono ya gore ke be ke neilwe an opportunity go ema mo pele ga nyena e bile go ntsha ka message go nana ka message of support ya no pele ga nka dire yalo ke re ke tlhalose gore pele ga go kana le di unnecessary expectation gore ke tlhalose gore ga ke ha go tla go ntsha keynote address ke hana go tla go fana fela ka message of support ke na gore MEC le premier ke bone ba ka tlang ba fana ka keynote address ka tiro ya gompieno jaaka se se HOD se sa tlhalositse gore gompieno go lo ha ke go tla go celebrate di 353 NPOs e leng gore they'll be funded for the 26-27 financial year. So my task is simple but not less important. It is to speak to the lived reality in this room and honestly in a way that reflects the work that all of you are doing. So ga re ha go tla go celebrate ela me re tshwantse re acknowledge mo goreng go na le diphoso me ebile re bue ka dilo tse dintle tse leng gore di a diragala me bogolo segolo ke go tla go le appreciate le ba bang ba ba seonga ka tiro le tsweletseng go e dira le na le madi le sena madi go le thata go se bonolo ebile na go dingwe go le bonolo le di case tse leng gore le dila ka tsone go netefatsa gore baagi ba rona ba Bokone Bophirima matshelo a bone a tokafala. Today is an important day and we must not take it lightly. The 28th April 2026, it should be engraved in your calendars that this is the day we were acknowledged and appreciated, and for the first time we were able to reach, to be funded on time for the first time in the history. So since your NPOs were opened, it's for the first time. The handover of contracts to 353 NPOs is not just an administrative exercise. Rather, it reflects a system that, for once, has managed to complete a process within its mandate and within time. That must be acknowledged and it must be welcomed and it must be encouraged. So the NPOs are Rona, DSD, le SASA, le NDA. Re tshwantse re ba leboge thata so re ka ba ira ka tlepela rona e le gore ra ba appreciate ba tswelle pele ka go dira mmereko o ba o ntse ba tsweletse go dira. This moment does not only represent progress, but also to the extent to which our social development system relies on NPOs to function. Right? Says ba tlhalositse gore rena di social workers tse di ganogo rena staff se se ganogo, so you are the frontline workers of the DSD. You are the partners gore le sofa slatlhane sa Department of Social Development, and for that we must really tell you that we are very appreciative of the role, because the reality is simple. In many of our communities, NPOs are no longer just partners to government. They are the frontline of service delivery. They feed our people. They take care of our elders. They protect vulnerable children. They provide support where the state is either slow, absent, or overwhelmed. In simple terms, they are carrying a burden that should not be theirs alone to carry. We must appreciate NPOs, but appreciation must not become a substitute for responsibility, MEC. If we are not careful, we will normalize a situation where the state quietly withdraws and communities survive only because NPOs are holding things together. That is not sustainable and that is not fair. But because we know the reality on the ground, We have seen organizations in this province forced to suspend feeding schemes because subsidies did not arrive on time. We have seen social workers continue working for months without salaries, simply because they refuse to abandon the communities they serve. We have seen community centers in places like Taung and Zeras scale down operations, not because there is no need, but because there is no reliable funding. That is not a funding gap, but a capacity failure. And at the same time, NPOs are expected to meet strict compliance requirements, produce report, and demonstrate performance while operating in conditions of uncertainty. Every month, if it is not this report, it is that report. If it is not this report, it is that report. Whereas, they are saying now you must do them online in places where there is no reliable network connectivity. So we must be frank and honest. Social development cannot be treated as a secondary priority in budgeting. It's a pity, but the Premier will get the message that we cannot, social development, it's a core service of the province. And if it is not funded properly, it means it is the collapse of the state. Because it means bana ba rona ba go tswelela ba pele ka di drugs, ba go tswelela pele ka violence, ba go tswelela pele ka bogodu. So ga re batle dio tsewa. That is why social development should be properly funded. It is the very department that stands between vulnerability and dignity of millions of our people. You cannot expect consistent services from inconsistent support. You cannot demand impact where there is instability. So the question before us, how we support NPOs. But how do we build a system which will not be overburdened? Because your role as NPOs is clear. They are there to complement the state, to extend its reach, to innovate where necessary. But when they become substitute for state capacity, the entire system becomes distorted. So in terms of what should be done, firstly, we must build a capable state in social development, not in theory, but in practice. That means strengthening internal capacity so that government delivers where it must and support where it should. Secondly, funding must be predictable, timely, and adequate. But I'm happy that from today, NPOs will know when are they going to be funded. There won't be any thing or you are going to be late. I think that is a commitment as we celebrate here that should be made, that you should know when are you going to be funded. And if you are not going to be funded, there should be clear reasons and on time. And there should be that process of appeal. Even if your appeal is rejected, you should be told on what basis is your appeal rejected. Organizations cannot plan programs around uncertainty. Stability in funding is a precondition for stability in services. Thirdly, we must move beyond counting activities and start measuring change. There is a trend of wanting to tick the box that we saw on that attendance register it was 100 people. But we are unable to measure what is the impact that we are having on these 100 people. Because I think the NPOs are established because of we want to be impactful. Re batla go tlogela motlhala, re batla go tlaela re be re no re kopane le batho ba le 100 mara go sena lo one or ka moka ya gore motho o na tswa ha no yana o ha ka ntateng ya setheo sa rona. The question is not how many people reached, but the question is what has changed. Did we help people move towards self-sufficiency? Did we restore dignity? Did we create pathways for independence? Because social development is not about managing poverty. It is about reducing it in a meaningful way. And lastly, engagement with NPOs must be continuous, not only in formal sessions, but also as part of policy and oversight are shaped. Those who do work must be part of defining it. Program director, let me bring this closer to where it truly lives. In Khanyesa, Taung, Jobetina, Mahikeng, Zerast, but Warona do not begin with government offices. They begin with NPOs. Whenever they're in trouble, they look for an NPO. Community organizations that are led by women, that are led by young people, that are led by the senior citizens, that are led by individuals who turned hardship into service. These are the feeding schemes, child care centers, substance abuse programs, organizations caring for the elderly and the vulnerable. Many are black-led, under-resourced, yet carrying the heaviest responsibility in our society. Some of them, they service more than 20,000 people, but they don't even have a car to reach the very same people they're supposed to reach. They are the difference between hunger and dignity, between neglect and care. They can work for months and months without getting paid. The staff members are unable to even be taken to school or no, go and learn, go and pursue your studies in this and that because of there's no deliberate budget in the department. But the MEC, I heard her saying no, she's still looking for a bursary for batho ba rona ba ileng gore ba thusa batho gore ga bana tšhelete ya gore ba ikise sekolong ga bana le nako ya gore ba kgone go ira full time. So ke ntse ke utlwa emisa re o tlo go collaborate le the institutions of higher learning so that all our people tshwantse ba nne at least ha o tswa after 4 years o ne le diploma or le degree ka service e le nang baagi ba rona. That is why today matters. But precisely because your role is so important, we must also speak honestly. To the NPO sector, we will say this with respect. Guard the integrity of your work. Let's call it ope batho ba ba di nala ba tsena mo di business tsa yena o itlhela re NPO e fundilwe ka 1.4 million ha o wa checka e rekile bo di Lamborghini kwa bo di BM is not doing what it is intended to do. Public funds are not just money. They are the food for ngwana oko Christiana. They are a medication for an elderly person ko Khanyesa. They are a shelter for a vulnerable woman mo Mahikeng. So when money is misused, when there is corruption, it is not loss hele e sa khone go e toucha ne. Ke tšhelete e leng gore re khona go e bona because of ya affecta baagi ba rona ba leng gore ba e tlhoka. Accountability must live within the sector, not only outside it, because once trust is broken, the entire system is weakened. The managers never sa dirisi tšhelete sentle. And gone ano baagi ba rona ba sokola ka ntateng ya gore go na le corruption batho ba tseile tšhelete ba itirisetsa for yone, ba itirisetsa yone for bone le family tsa bona ba idirisetse se ba applyetseng gore ya go dirisiwa for sone. At the same time, government must also be held at the same standard. You cannot, and I'm happy it was said, we cannot demand accountability from NPOs while you are failing your responsibility. Ba tlhalose gore no tshwantse ba baakanye dibuka tsa bone ya ntla ke e gore no ba motsile gore ba tla go hold accountable ba re no rona re le neile funding on time. So why is funding e sa dirisiwe e nne nyena ba ileng gore le palalo go dirisa tšhelete mara department ya re e tikile a box number 1 gore no re le neile funding on time. So that speaks to what we say, or they cannot demand accountability from NPOs but failing on their responsibility. You cannot delay funding and expect stability. You cannot shift the burden without building your own capacity. So this must be a relationship of mutual responsibility. NPOs must be ethical, disciplined, and focus on the impact. And government must be capable, reliable, and supportive. A weak state cannot outsource dignity. It must build the capacity to deliver it. Program director, we must support this process. We must support the organizations in this room and those that are not here in this room. We must start a process of assisting them. Re thuse, re go thuse. Ya no, gore re kgone go thusa. Ke ha o tla go di officing tsa rona bile no ba dirile online. Mara ke ha o tla go di officing tsa puso tsa setheo o re no nthuseng ha ke tlhaloganya. If se la o se tlhaloganye o ska batla go botsa o next door, botsa department, e nne department go rang re so se tshwantse o se dire yana. Go na le kgang ya gore go na le madi ka ba setse a sa dirisiwa, yaanong rona ka be re re no madi ha dirisiwa a re leke go a dirisa. Mme molao one wa re go na le process tshwantse di approval tshwantse di followe wiwe, mme re busy ka yone re batla go mametlelela molao re o bankanye ka gore go na le red tape tse dintsi hela tsa go dirisiwa ga madi a di NPO. Ene a o tla go check madi a leng gore ka be la tlhoka ka nako le sa tlhoke ka motho la tlhoka gone yaanong. So re besa ga ka go mametlelela molao wa gore o kgone go nethatsa gore dio tsa rona a di tse lankane ka gore thuso ha batho ba tla go gone gore ke emergency, an emergency ke emergency ha emele ka moso. We must support direction of ensuring that resources reach those who do the work. Tšhelete ska helela go di bankeng tsa di managera. Go na le batho ba rona di field workers tsa rona ke batho ba botlhokwa thata batho bao, and ra itse gore ga re go le shapo rona jaaka di field workers, mara ke so emisi o tla leka go rokeletsa rona jaaka di field workers gore re kgone go gola shapo le rona. Ka gore ga re ntse re dira di door to door tse mo di phiong, mo di puleng, mo di rameng, mo mogoteng, ga re direla ka gore go na le tšhelete, ka gore kgona go dira for 5 months ntle le tšhelete, mare ra re togo a go nne le sengwe. And ha re ka kry-a so se right se social development hela le department tse dingwe, ka social development tsena gotlhe gona go department social development e sa tseneng teng. Ebile go ya ka nna tshwantse social development ko each and every department e nne le budget gore e ke social development, ka gore ha o ya go dikolong di social worker tshwantse di tsene, ha o ya go di police station di NGO le social worker tshwantse di itle, because of mapodisi mo ebile ha batle ebile heletsa le nna mapodisi go na le shelter nngwe ko after Ottosdal e leng gore ba sokola ka di go founela mapodisi ha respondi on time, ba heletse nna bone mapodisi utlhela motho a tshwere di lepe nna bone mapodisi anong ba thiba dilo tse. So dilo tse di tshwanang ka tseo ra re department le department tshwantse go nne le sengwe mare ke ya social development, because social development e dira tiro e leng gore ya re bopa rotlhe mo setšhabeng. A ke kereke, a ke ko sekolong, a ke ko police station, a ke ko ditronkong, gotlhe ya gona ko social development e sa tseneng teng. Mme ra re ha re ka dirisana ra tshwarana ra nna ngatana e le nngwe ke gone re ka kgonang go fenya mathata re na le ngone, mathata a botlhoka tiro, mathata a gore batho ba rona ga bana dijo, mathata GBV, mathata a gore bana ko dikolong a tlhole e le bana yaanong ke diphologolo yaanong. Ra kgona mathata gore bagodi ba rona a tlhole re ba tlhokomela e tswa mme rona ba re tlhokometse. So ga re ka kgona go ka tshwaragana re le di NPO, re le DSD, re le SASSA, re le NDA le department tse dingwe tse e leng gore re dirisanang le tsone, re bona re ka bona victory, re bona re ka bona tota mathata a rona a bogolosegolo mo bokone bophirima a hedile. Ke ne ke re ha ke go nna motelele ke nne mokhutsanela ka seemo ka makalo ke a leboga program director.
Re ka mona le khofi gape ke solofela gore motsoga pele ha na re mo nakong e fitile ha na re maoko a kgotla mantle otlhe na ra maoko maoko a kgotla mantle otlhe a re rate go ntsha sepe fela mme re lebogela ke monokeng e re akanyang gore makoko otlhe a mo portfolio committee a tla enela social development. Ha baeteledipele ba rona ba bona botlhokwa bo bo dirwang ke lefapha la social development le patagane le di NPO, re solofela ka gore ke bone ba buang gore yo a amogele bokana o amogele bokana o a newe budget ya bokana. So le utlwile le gore it is not only the department that appreciates the work that you are doing. Even other public representatives, elected public representatives, they appreciate the work that you are doing. Yaanong why tota o tla o ikgogela ko morago when everybody sees the work you are doing? We may not be saying it every day. We may not be saying it enough for you to realize that you are doing a good job. But once again, there is proof that you as NPOs are doing a very, very good job. Give yourselves a round of batopele clap. Ntate Tabampi o tlhalositse gore if you have challenges, go to your offices. You can ask your neighbor who has information on that, but he is also advising that go to your government offices. And it is against that background that we want to appreciate our service points. Are there colleagues who are from service points here? I know not everybody's here. Colleagues from service points, please raise up your hands. Can we appreciate them? Batupele clap. Thank you very much, colleagues, for the support you give to our NPOs each time they come to your offices, ask for support, the role you play in establishing them, ra leboga thata, as well as the colleagues from the district offices. Are they here? Please raise up your hand. Colleagues dealing with NPOs and they are from district offices. Please raise up your hand. Don't be shy, I'm about to give out prizes. Okay, thank you very much as well. Colleagues, a round of applause for you. Then there's also colleagues who are from programs at provincial office who deal directly with those NPOs. If there are colleagues who are here, I know the program managers are here. The program managers, ke bo mang ba ba emisang le di program managers, colleagues from the provincial office who work with NPOs. Bagay? Okay, provincial managers, emisang le Lebanos, Messi. Okay, aba ema kama o to musadinyana. Okay. These are the colleagues. Look, at the front, we allow our NPOs to render these services. But behind the scenes, these are the people who render support for the success that is registered by the NPOs. Colleagues, now, we are now going to give this opportunity to the MEC. As you can see, I can remember the programs. In the programs, you would see it was written, keynote address by the Honorable Premier. The Premier was scheduled to be here. As you would know, in Setswana Khati, ditiro ga di latsane. He was pulled in a different direction by other responsibilities. So we are going to have the MEC giving us some remarks regarding this program, which is hers. She leads this program of Rituse, and she would also give us the keynote address in the absence of the Premier. I know the MEC likes a certain hymn when she ascends the stage. I'm not sure if she wants to do it herself.
o tshepehile, tshepehile, o tshepehile, tshepehile, Modimo wa rona, Modimo wa rona, wa tshepahala, wa tshepahala, wa tshepahala, wa Modimo wa boikanyo, re ikanya mo wena, o gogile bora Yesu, mo dinageng tsa lenyora. Mirilopa ka tlhoafalo, masego a ba a bone, o nne Modimo wa rona, mothusi mo tshika-tshike. Amandla, thuso ere ya ilopa, mo botlalong ja hora, gonne itsingela, re go direle ka mehla. Amen. Malibongwe, igama lamakosikazi, Malibongwe. O itse ko e bitsa gore thele ke le utlwa, because ke ntse ke shebile go tswa yana 90% ka fa ke bomme, mare ga ke le utlwe bomme. Now e re fa karabo ya gore goreng bontate e le bone ba kokommetseng di-position, borre Khumalo le di-executive mayor e se bomme. Re bantsi mare bontsi ba rona ga re bo dirise ka ra ikobonya. A le bokwe lebitso la bahumagadi, a le bokwe lebitso la bahumagadi, a le bokwe. Oh, ke le bone lena la apartheidnyana le batla Setswana, ke le bone. Program director, ke rata ke go leboge, ke go tlhompile, ke leboge gape go nna teng ga our honorable member Re Ndabambi, re a leboga on behalf of the Portfolio Committee. Ke rata le gore ga wa re swabisa. Ke gore tota o re biritse le ge re le mo celebration ga o re tlogele as a department. Ra celebrate mara re ntse re beetswa ke Portfolio Committee ao banna. Mme re a leboga Re Ndabambi. Re leboge thata go nna ga teng ga majoro wa rona wa Sidika Ntate Khumalo Molefe. Re Khumalo re a leboga re kopa baagi ba ore a re di NPO tse di tlhagang mo ngaka modiri Molemaleme ka maoto Ntate Khumalo a kgone go le bona. A kgone go le bona Re Khumalo morafe wa gago ke o bana ba gago ke bao. Halala ngaka modiri Molema halala. Halala ngaka modiri Molema halala. Halala majoro Khumalo halala. Re a leboga bagolo baka. A re cheke gore ana Dr. RSM re teng re meng ka maoto. RSM NPOs. Halala RSM halala. Halala RSM halala. Ya no nye ke region ya tona kholo ba kholo mare ka re ba reketla. Ke region ya tona. E re tshuletse khosi. A re shebe region ya rona ya boraro Dr. KK. May we please stand up KK if I'm missing anybody from KK. Ka itse re kwa rena le go choma go KK. This way ke tsenya sekgowa go KK. Thank you very much Dr. KK. Halala KK halala. Malabona re ntse le bomme fela. Thank you very much Dr. KK. Ya no re cheke gore ana region ya MEC basetsana. Ga ke Suzana ke basetsana mzi. O tla betswa ke bagolo. Lina la ka la ntlha mo paseng la re basetsana. Re cheke gore ana bojana la region e tonna. Ana re tla yutlwa ga ile teng. Bojana la. Halala bojana la halala. Halala bojana la la. Malibongo bojana la malibongwe. Ka go rialo bagolo ba ka ke ne ke le dumedisa kere. Ke dumedise ka ditumediso tsa bofelo lefapha leo le etelletsweng pele ke mme Kgaboesele ke bone ka joko Ntate Chana mo tšhentšhile a mo kwetse Kgaboesele Mhlongo. Ga ke sure ke confused. Halala MEC Kgaboesele Mhlongo halala. Na ke itse ke bona go te yalo tse ke botsa gore tšhentšhile se faneng gonne ga ke itse. Ga ke itse. Re leboge gape badiredi ba setheo our chief directors and senior managers. Halala lona halala. Re leboge our district managers and officers ba ba leng teng ka mogare ga rona. Halala lona halala. Thank you very much good people. Ka go rialo bagolo ba ka ke ne ke dumedisa mare there are two people in a form of institutions ba ke naganang gore re tshwanetse re ba dumedise ebile re ba leboge in absentia. Gate phoso tsa male mogatisi a kere ga go dirwa di introductions ke ne ke le surprised gore West Lottery and West Provincial Treasury ke krile pegelo gore ba re ba ba lebetse. O itse go na le kgang ya gore ga re le maja mmogo re tshwanetse re je mmogo le ge go le monata kere se ka ra ja mmogo go le botlhoko. Provincial Treasury le Lottery you know most wherever kone ke tla ko tene re tla le bona kere mare through their initiatives their capacity buildings their assistance their everything we are here today celebrating HOD without them. It's really not fair because they've contributed to what we are celebrating here today. Halala Treasury halala. Halala Treasury halala. Halala Lottery halala. So ke nagana re go botlhoka HOD gore le bone they must be recorded because They played a very critical role for us to be here today. Firstly, Program Director, allow me to start with the mandate of the department, just in passing. To say, our mandate as the department, it's simple and straightforward. Mandate wa rona ke gore ene Tata Dabambi o e sobokantse. Re lefapha leo e leng gore le bereka thata ka batho bao e leng gore ba sokotse. Akere ke lefapha leo le dirang le bomme, ke lefapha leo le dirang le bagodi, ke lefapha leo le dirang le batjha, ke lefapha leo le dirang le bao ba nang le bogole mo mmeleng, ke lefapha leo le dirang le batlhokatiro. Akere sa re di teng le bone ra ba tsenya ba teng mo teng moo. Ke lefapha leo le dealang le the vulnerables, ke lefapha le e leng gore the constitution is very clear. Re tshwanetse re thuse naga kana province go fokotsa lehuma. I normally say, as the department in Ntate Khumalo, ga re fedise lehuma, re fokotsa lehuma. The department e fedisang lehuma ke agriculture through the means tsa bona tsa social security. Rona re fokotsa lehuma. That is social development. But we are not alone, like the program director have indicated. It's very clear that as a department, we cannot do this alone. We needed to partner with you, our NPOs. Without you, we are the nothing of the nothingless. Tata Dabambi o bua nnete gore you are the frontline troopers of social development. Gore le ka sekama re ka wela. You are indeed our partners, and we must take you serious because you are doing whatever you are doing. Because you are doing whatever you are doing on behalf of the department. For us to be able to implement the mandate of social development, we need you as our partners. We also work with the SASSA and NDA. Without these two entities, also we can't do anything. But at least these two, they are different from you as NPOs. Aba volunteer, again. Aba volunteer, ba hirilwe ba duelwa every month. Lona le botlhokwa because la volunteer ha le gole. You are doing this for our people, for free. So it's very important that our people, as and when they visit your offices, they must know that they must also treat you with respect. Because you are doing this on your own, without any salary, without being forced by anybody. You are just doing this for the sake of our people. You are just doing this for the love of your country and for the love of your province. And for that, re itumela ka lona ebile re motlotlo ka lona. You are doing a very good job. That is why I said to HOD, it's not going to help us only to go to the legislature and make a statement, but leave behind the main people, Baba dirileng gore re achieve what we have achieved. So you are the most important people in social development, even ntse le sa itse. Funding you, we are not doing you any favor. I really favor to fund you. It's because we are partners. Ra itse gore mare Tate Khumalo falelene le gana le mme ko ntlung. Le na ke re wa mo funda. Le di funda. Rona re di funda ra le di partnera tsa rona ra le a tswanyana ke re. Mare like ke tlhalosa, the funding ga se for lona. And I appreciate that, I understand that it's not for you and your families. For you to be part of the 353 Papatele matsogo. It's not easy. It can only mean you are doing things properly. It can only mean our people are benefiting from your services. You know, this program called Rithuse re go thuse. When we started to implement it, we started with you, the NPOs, for a reason. Ekering Ntate Dabampi did not disappoint me. We buile. It was because every time we appear before the portfolio committee in the legislature, they will say to us quarterly, without any fail, social development, you are just ticking boxes because of the numbers that we see. But we don't feel that impact on the ground. We want to feel that impact of social development on the ground. Tate Muzi, Rithuse re go thuse was not convened because of the previous program. Re go thuse was conceived through the engagement and the pressure from the portfolio committee. Its intention is the impact. Gore our people ba tshwanetse ba feel Lizzie program ele ya SABC ya touching lives. So that is Rithuse re go thuse. The portfolio committee said to us, we want to see you touching lives. So through this program ya Rithuse re go thuse, we are touching lives. And as we touch lives, we are saying, it cannot be us alone. We are government of the people for the people, not for ourselves. So the people, banally, that responsibility to ensure that this government works. And as social development, we are saying, yes, the portfolio committee is holding us accountable. Yes, the Auditor General is holding us accountable. But we also want you, our partners, to hold us accountable. And I can tell you, more than once, we met with you, our NPOs. You told us where to get fuck off. Didn't you? I remember it was in this venue and somewhere in Rustenburg. They said to us, MEC, these people that are there from your office, compliance, comply. You can't expect us to comply when there are workers paid by government every month's salary, to come and help us. That was the intervention of Rithuse re go thuse. The Auditor General South Africa was also complaining in terms of the monitoring of NPOs by us as the department. In 1 year, I think it's previous financial year, you know, I was so embarrassed as the MEC, to be honest. When the AG was saying to me one-on-one, Mama Tlonganchebile, our department MEC, le fanda ebe le fande le ditopo. So I could not understand why AG at the CBC uri social development in the Northwest refunda le batho ba tlhokofetse. I could not understand. Then again, can you please explain? What do you mean? Are you a problem? You fund these NPOs and leave them there to struggle on their own. You are not capacitating them. Yes, you have given them money, but did you capacitate them to use that money? Have you ever met with them for them to understand gore tšhelete ele ke ya eng? Ga ba tshwanelwa e lwela because ke ga mpontsha gore look, mo di-documenteng some of your NPOs ba reka di-Nandos. Hey, Financially, ga e tla le romela di statement ho tla ga tsa di Nando's re rekile Nando's ya bokae. E phalang the services, e fetang the services that you have funded. Then he picked up some NPOs to say, the following NPOs, ba le ba fileng tšhelete. So and so in terms of Home Affairs is deceased. So and so in terms of Home Affairs is deceased. So and so more than one. Ke mo kganya gore re funda ditopo e tseneng mo teng. But if we were there as social development, we could have assisted those NPOs to say, and I'm saying it again today, mo go lona, if any member of your structure a tlhokofala, kana any member of your structure either way resign from that position, there is a form electronically that you must fill. Again, now you know. Right? There is a form that you must fill immediately so that when auditing is done, those things are already cleared. Some of your NPOs, you are receiving funding for the first time. Some of you have been told many stories. You could not be funded previously because of those silly mistakes. But I'm happy that now you are here fully funded. That is the mandate of social development. The food parcel is just one of the activities that we do, and it's not the key activity in social development. But I know sometimes MEC social development of the food parcel MEC. So we are not a department of food parcels. There's a lot that we are doing as a department to improve the lives of our people. We are celebrating indeed. And this is the most important activity. And I fully agree, Honorable Ndabampe, we must take it serious. It has never happened, at least that I know of in the Northwest. And you must also appreciate the role played by the portfolio committee. You know, pele bana ba shapuwa go sekolong akere. Loko ga bana le khona go tshela moretlanyana. Ha nna ke bone ka re ya bereka. Because every time we go to portfolio committee, they will whip us very hard. We had to go back, by then acting. So that whipping, that tool for your portfolio committee, because indeed, some of the things that were raised by honorable members, we are not taking serious some of our policies when it comes to implementation, the sector policy, the sector funding policy. Though we are not able to implement it wholeheartedly because of funding. But I'm happy not today, or at least this part, we are able to implement it because it's part of what the model is saying we must implement. We must really appreciate Honorable Van Hasten. I thought she will be here. You know, that honorable member, I know every time she's going to talk about sector funding model. How as DSD, MEC, I'm not implementing it. Those challenges help us to improve to be where we are today. The other people that I also want to really appreciate for why we are here today is the validation committee. If validate you come out. Ready call is ready call, advocate. Kopa, these people have played a very critical role. Kopa ra ba phaphathele matsogo. Including our Messi ba tla mpolaya yo. Wena le mme Masigo ba tla mpolaya. Nkile ka etsa program gore re fitlhe fa bagolo ne ke le bolele sephiri. Nkile ka etsa program engwe go lefapheng re bitsa Khipane ama files. Ke rutse ditlhako ke etsa door to door self. Ga te di emisedi tsene go administration nna ne ke tsene le ka nna la o ntshwarisa ga le seo. Nna ne ke tsene. Kopa ba eme ka maoto batho ba Khipane ama files. Ba di programe le di district ba eme ka maoto. District managers kopa ra ba phaphathele matsogo. Ke mo ke boneng ke leboga bagolo ba ke mo ke boneng batho botlhe ba ba tonna thata gore mo go nna ka dingwaga bagolo mare tsatsi leo go ne go le gobe motsetse o ne a jela seatleng ke gore go ne go se monate go department go ne go se monate le ke sa le buang lefoko ke la tlhapa mare le ke le buile mare na go sena matlhapa mare le ke le buile mare se ke se lemogileng ke gore beyond that re sampe re phela monate as team DSD and le bona ba leboga gore tse emisine re ipotsa gore wa no re kwatetse ga kana ro manya thata le bilo tsa masarela ditlhako mare ke fa today ra ja ranwa go monate ka Khipane ama files ra leboga bagolo baka. You did a good job. I just remember when I was a culprit. Rena ra tshwanela ke gore re bitse the meeting every afternoon. Because I met with NPOs. NPOs said, MEC, resubmit the files to your department. Your department ga ba re thusi. Mara le mpapatele matsogore ke dire se le nthumileng sone ba mara le jala so it's what I did is after my engagement with you, for NPOs are saying you are not helping them. Even if you see a small mistake in their file, you send it back. You don't call them and say, can we do 1, 2, 3, 4? Can we address this? Now we are doing that. That was your recommendation to the MEC. We agreed with the district that from last year, I don't want to say from now on, because we started 2024, we said every time after applications are closed, when they start to process your submissions, where they find mistakes, they must call you before they submit to the province. Because some of the mistakes are as small as they can be corrected down there. You cannot just be a teacher that therefore you don't care. No. But the challenge as we do that is going to be funding. You might have 400 NPOs that the Kumalo qualifying, Adina lady, 100%. But unfortunately, if the budget only allow us to fund 353, we'll have to find a way, how do we choose 353 out of the 400? I can assure you that some of the NPOs that are not here today, it's not because they don't comply, but unfortunately, the budget that we have, we can only fund 353. Ipapatele matsogo le botlhokwa o itse mare. Ke tlhole go utlwa go twe lesego ga le tlhakanngwe. Indeed, lesego ga lo tlhakanwe. I want you to know today that you were not the only NPOs that were qualifying, but you were chosen amongst many NPOs that applied through your proper documentation and submission. Keep it up. Keep it up. I don't want you to come back and complain like what you normally do. MEC, the last financial year or previous years have been funded by DSD, but this time I was not funded. It's not guaranteed that because you are funded this financial year, it's automatic. It's not automatic. You must always apply like the rest, and you must always do properly in terms of your books. It's very important. So we are very much fortunate to be here today. And we also really want to appreciate the good work that you are doing for our people. But one thing I will advise, I'm a rural girl. I know in the village we share everything as one big family. But sometimes as NPOs you are stretching yourselves to an extent that your funds will be depleted without even realizing your own mandate. The NPO Act is very clear. If only NPO we are social club, deal like a social club. If only NPO ya dijo, CNDC beraka ka yone. If only ya bahudi beraka ka bahudi. If only ya bana beraka ka bana. O sa di kopanya. The Act does not allow that. And focus only on services you have signed for on your service level agreement with the department. Because when we audit you, when we monitor you, these other extra things that you do is a good thing, we'll appreciate, but they don't count in terms of your compliance. Your compliance is mainly on what you have signed for. So it's better to refer those other additional responsibilities to the department itself. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because some of the NPOs, again, that is not your responsibility. They accommodate but either substance abuse, either GBV, either bahudi, either there are those that have been approved for that. But if you are not approved for that, don't do it. Rather, inform the department, because indeed, mohudi eno tlile go go wena a tlhoka thuso. Mare mo referele ko departmenteng e reng a ye ko teng. There's this quote e ke naganang gore nka se tswe ke sa le khutela yone. Ke ya ga Jim Rohn. Are your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. Close quote. Let's underline chance and change. So Luna, ha le batho ba chance, le batho ba change. Ra utlwana? Le batho ba change. Ha le batho ba di chance. That is why re re mo go lona re kopa le itseng serious. And as we come to you, because re a go tla gape ka program ya rona ya re thuse re go thuse. In those sessions, will be inviting all NPOs per district or per municipality. In those sessions, we will also include the non-funded NPOs, because they might not be funded by the department, but they are doing a good job out there for our people. So all the laws and policies that governs you also governs them. So they also need information. And we're also saying all those NPOs, because there are those who are just operating without being registered. We encourage them to be registered. But you start from nowhere, but today you are somewhere. Here you are. You are celebrating the funding from the department. The other part important that I don't want to miss today, today, double dipping is not allowed. Siavan, it's not allowed. If the department fundile, like fundile by any chance, ukradi million tsa kiriri through lottery or private sector, allow us, don't be greedy. Allow us re tlogele nyana o je ele ifele re fande ba bang ba ba ile gore ke tshokwa mosudi. Ra understand amara ha se ka moa o mobe, but we'll be saying at least you have received something from the private sector or lottery. Let's now cater for other NPOs that have nothing. And the other thing that you must watch out, keep your bank accounts. Transferring government money to any other account is illegal. How do you feel an account or a NPO? Every transfer la chelete mo go yone. The same chelete go romeletseng yone, or boy transfer to another NPO, agri-forum or something. It's illegal. Don't do that. Don't do that. Sesengwe. La bona South Africa, no. It's really from grey listing. That grey listing, ya South Africa, in esa diruwe necessarily ke economy. In a diruwe these NPOs. Because they were used ke batho ba megagaro. Motho a tla ko lona as an NPO are ke le tsenyetsa 5 million as an NPO. You don't ask questions, who are you? What is this money for? How are you going to operate with you? Does government know about? No. When you are just happy to get 5 million into your account, that thing is money laundering. You don't know. You are not even surprised for immediately 5 million or 4 million transfer it to this particular account. You are interested in at least $1 million. Already in the Northwest, we have one NPO that has been investigated by the Hawks. In Mamusa, the Hawks, by investigate. I give this for the second investigations. Got things like that. Lona, you might be innocent, but today, be careful. As NPOs for Libereka Liboma, Kalebereka. As I conclude, Program Director, Karata Tata Kilebuche also Kaisi Banchebi Lokovalente, Hore Mara MEC, Olebuchile, everybody, Mare. Social Development Office of the MEC. You don't appreciate. I want to be make a out. He's the one responsible in my office for NPOs. Nice we must also appreciate SARS. Leone ke nagana gore re ka bene re ba inviteile ke nngwe ya diphoso tse re buileng ka tsona go di tsamaya le mogatisi ke batho ba re thusitseng gore iphitlhelele re lefa bagolo baka. If you don't comply with treasury, if you don't comply with SARS, we cannot fund you, no matter how good your documents are. If you don't comply with social development, lottery will never fund you. Kore ha o batla go applyela ko lottery, check with our officials first, but check your documents if you comply. And I want to encourage you today, all the sessions and the treasury, ba lottery. I asked them one question, lottery. In the Northwest, we are a rural province. And as social development, we cannot cater for all the NPOs. Mario stats, you are not supporting NPOs. You are not funding our NPOs. Their response was that most of your NPOs don't apply. If they apply, they don't apply on time. They apply after the cut-off date. If they apply, their books are not in order. So ra le kopa bagolo gore applyang ko lottery. They even gave us examples ya di NPO tse ba di fundang. The benefit of lottery, good people, funding, I tshwane la department. E kgona go tlala ka infrastructure, including koloi, go re go tlala ka dilo tse dintsi bagolo. So ke a le kopa, la bona le comply ile le passitse le kry di check. Marka le gwetla, all of you, ke batla go gre ke checka ko lottery ke kry 353 applications. Tsa lona ko lottery. Ke re gore ya gore yo tsena di good. Apply ko lottery le kgone go thusiwa. As we conclude, this year is one of those most important years, King Wahawadi elections. The minister might not have yet declared the date, but it's obvious it's going to be between November and January. Hantsa re ipakanyetsa the coming local government elections tsa go tlhopha makhanselara. IEC is busy ka online registration. Mara somewhere in June, IEC e tlotla go di voting station tsa rona e bula gore re kgone go ikwadisa re kgone go itlhola. And nna ka itse gore o sa tshoga ntate Dabambia go bua gore ba votele ma don't worry their votes ke their secret. But our vote is important akere bagolo baka. That is why every now and then re tshwanetse re le votele gore kana bo ntate Khumalo theme ya bone ya fela tshwanetse re ye go vota gapa akere ya no itseng gore motlha o fitlhile ka June ra registera mme IEC yone e tsweletse. Mme ke le tlogela ka molaetsa o tswa mo go 1 Peter 5 verse 2. Be shepherds of God's flock that is under your care, watching over them, not because you must, but because you are willing, as God wants you to be, not pursuing dishonest gain, but eager to serve. Let us go out there and serve our people. Together we can do more. Amandla!
Emapele DJ, bagaetso, hala opa matsogo ya ka, a ke itse gore ka gore ke bona batho ba ba godile mo iketleng pele. I'm sure paranyana ya rona ba kile ba nna teng ko gae go laiwa go ntshiwa boswa. Kgomo e ke ya gago e, polasi e ke ya gago. A lo betse matsogo ya ka batho ba ntse ba newa boswa. A ko lebetseng batho pele clap e utlwalang. O Mike o kae? Kele Mike o kae? A le hore o santse wa tla mmereko ga tlisa Mike.
Bari ya ka tse dingwe ke ntse ke di bua ke le mo seraleng. Le yone ke bua ke le mo seraleng. The threat ke gore otherwise ga lo ipona mo TV ebile ga lo ipona mo social media. Ka gore nna ke lebogile everybody. Mara ga ka leboga our media bontate Siko le bontate Matong ga re ba phaphathele matsogo. Ba re ga ke sa dire jalo ga bo re tlhagisa gope yaanong ne ke re ke le tlhagisitse media ntate Siko ntate Matong a nne modiga amandla.
Ke a leboga MEC. We would want to mellow down message wa ga MEC ka minonyana tle re ke kana re patetse dira yalo DJ. I think this song cuts across. I ke dumele o teng motho o sa tsikinyegeng ya bikinyana tle. Bagaetso, we don't in Magogong Taung local municipality. The number of beneficiaries is 21. Okay, the number of job opportunities created is 9. You'd notice, ladies and gentlemen, that because of time, we are unable to even give you a breakdown. How do we work at the job opportunities? In some instances, we work with the professional social workers. We work at the professional registered nurses. So we just giving you that number. And it is a daycare center. It has been given funding to the tune of 250,381 rand 40 cents. Thank you very much to our organizations and congratulations to all of them. As I said, you know, we're having small amounts, but remember the total given to all of you seated inside here is 231 million. Remember that.
Araba papatele matsogo. Akara no bontate Mziki batho ba Z83. Ga nyadi congratulations ke ya rona ya batho ba matsogo. yaanong ga re tlogele re dire mmereko wa rona wa matsogo go ba ba tshwereng diboto ba atumele diboto di seke di ya ka kwa ntle. HOD must also come this side. You are here, other managers. Bagolo ba rona like ntate marano wa ntate Tabeng bia ko morago le bagolo ba rona ne re re bonnyane bo re reng as the department sejo senye ga se roge molomo kgetse ya tsie e kgona ka go tshwaraganelwa ka fifing go tshwarana ka dikobo seo re se romilweng ke tonakgolo ya rona ntate Lazarus Mokgosi ke tsamaya mmogo le badira mmogo member ya rona wa legislature Honorable Dabambi, Honorable Executive Mayor wa Ngaka Modiri Molema, ebile e le ene Provincial Chairperson ya rona ya Salga. Re ne re re bagolo setopo re supanakedi magogo re mme ga a sule. Ke seo se re tlisang mo pele ga lona mo letsatsing la kajeko. Like re setse re dumelane gore re a go dirisa madi a ka tsela e siameng. Tse nne tse re di tlhagisang is just a demonstration, but we have 353 NPOs that will be funded by Social Development Northwest Province. And indeed, the message from the Premier is that continue to do a good job to our people. It's not like Harele Boni, we see you. You are doing a very good job. The Premier is very much happy. Unkupila tota gore ke lo leboge gore boinelo jo le dirang ka jone le tswelle fela le dira jalo le tlhokomele setšhaba sa Rantsho. Ra leboga enkosi.
DJ, o ka re fa pinanyana mo ntate ntate Khumalo Molefe a tla gore leboga. Buka ka eng?
Thank you very much. My assignment is to join in the celebration and say we must learn to celebrate small things and teach our children and therefore our nation to celebrate small things, because that leads to us being able to celebrate bigger things. Now, to the program director, Re Mzikawenu, thank you very much. It was never boring under your leadership. Thank you very much. We must also say thank you very much to our pastor, Pastor Mutseki, who connected us to the parliament above us. We need that from time to time. And to our very important persons here today, the NPOs, and I call you chief volunteers, because the work that you do demonstrates the love that you have for this country and its people. And I want to say thank you very much for being true patriots, for being true and real South Africans in good time and in bad times. Thank you very much to all our NPOs. Corruption comes in big sizes and small sizes. Even when a teacher steals a pen from school, that is corruption. Even when a social worker takes that bag of sugar that is part of the food parcel, that is corruption. Even when a member of that small NPO steals 1,000 rand, that is corruption. Even when that NPO receives 2 million and fails or refuses to account, that is part of, I didn't say it, you said it. Honorable Ndabampi, members of provincial legislatures like you are not many, because we understand that the duty of the legislature and honorable members there is to oversee the executive, that is the work of the MEC and the administration. You hardly find them working in partnership with the executive. But today you made it. You are here and you provided leadership. Thank you very much for the support for practical and hands-on oversight. We appreciate your coming here. We also want to say thank you very much to our partners, SASSA, represented here by Memanto Mahlo, the NDA, represented by Rekopa Nontlutleng, the Lottery of South Africa and the Provincial Treasury, who are permanent partners and co-conspirators with the MEC. We want to say thank you very much to all the players, to all the stakeholders, to all the partners. That is building